I am not completely sure if this is working or not. Well, apparently it is. Hey there, it's me, Wally, for Ask the Realtor Live at lunch today. I'm the associate real estate broker, licensed associate real estate broker for Exit Realty Front and Center. Glad to have you on board with us today. We missed last week because I don't remember why, but probably because I was out helping somebody like you. Hey, listen, if you want to chime in, go ahead and chat in. We can do so. If you have any questions as we go along here, make sure you write them into the comment section. I will be able to get to them sometime today and answer those questions if we don't do it live here on the air. So this is what we do here. So I had been doing this for a long, long time to be able to do this Ask the Realtor Live at lunch. Things happen. Life got in the way. We had some health stuff going on at the house, so we sort of kind of had to step away from it for a little while. Some of you people probably already know that. But here's the thing. We're going to try to do this every single Friday. So we used to do it on Wednesdays. Too many realtor stuff happened on Wednesdays. Realtor lunches, realtor appreciations, realtor education. Everything happened to be throwing it out on Wednesdays. So I had to miss a lot of those things or not do this. So I don't want to just not do that. So I'm going to show you something as we start out here, if I can. Can you guys see this? See this house right here. So here's a listing that we have. This is probably not the most high-tech way to do this, right? Here's a listing we have in Shenango Forks. It's actually on Catelville Road. It's a nice house. Let me see if I can get closer to the camera. It's a nice home, and we just reduced the price on it, $5,000 this morning. It is how many? It's 2,637 square feet. It's got a pool, 2.5 or so acres to it, maybe a little bit more than that. How many bedrooms? I don't know. There's 4 or 5 bedrooms to it. It's a nice home. We just reduced the price $5,000. Gorgeous house, by the way, and you'd love to be there. And it is really kind of on the private side up there on the hill. Everybody can see the house. Everybody loves the house as they go by. But we want you to be able to buy it. So we just reduced the price today to $429,000 on the house. So as I said, I am Wesley Van Boris. You can call me Wally because everybody else does. My friends do. If you don't like me, whatever. Anyway, so I am a licensed real estate associate broker for Exit Realty Front and Center. I am also a real estate associate for Exit Bayshore Realty out of the Tampa, Florida market. So if you're going from one to the other or back and forth, I can help you on both ends. Isn't that pretty cool? Yep. So I'm also signed on to 4-Star Homes in Florida. So if you're looking to buy a mobile home in a park or something like that, I can kind of do that as well for you. So I can do probably a little bit of everything. So we always do this when we start out. And I forgot to hook my microphone up today. I'm sorry about that. The sound may be a little bit off. But so the current interest rate right now, as I just called this morning from Jacques Lebert at Homestead Funding, is about 7% with 20% down good credit. Credit rates hovering between that 6.5% to 7%. So it is what it is. If you want to buy a house, that's the deal right there. It's about 7%. This week, here's what's happening this week in the Greater Binghamton marketplace. We've had 34 new listings. We've had 54 homes sold. We've had 40 closings. And back on the market, you'll see that sometimes in your Zillow things, 14 houses back on the market. So why did they come back on the market? Either they expired off or they lost a buyer, popped in. So what happens if a home buyer, by the way, home buyers, listen to this one. So what happens on these homes that come back on the market? Are they horrible homes? No, not always. And usually they're not. What happened? The financing fell through. Something happened in the deal. So at this point, the seller usually really wants to get rid of the house, right? They've already had an offer on it, potentially, and it went the other way. Now it's back on the market again. They're like, look, we had it sold. Now it's not. Mr. Realtor, Miss Realtor, please get rid of my house. They may be more willing to come to your price than they would have beforehand. So keep that in mind, right? Look for those back on market homes. So we got 234 homes now on the market. Where were they 2 weeks ago? 217 homes. So what's kind of happening is as soon as they're coming on, they're going off. We're keeping that constant flow of about 215 to 225 or 30 homes on the market constantly. I had one in the Shenango Valley School District a couple of weeks ago. We had, I think, 12 offers on the house in the first couple of days. We had it sold in 3 days. 3 days. And we got over market value for it. So if you're looking to sell your home, don't wait. Let's get it on now. The home on the market, I mean. Keep that mind out of the gutter. And, give me a call or give your representative, your real estate representative a call. They can certainly help you. It's called Ask the Realtor Live at Lunch. Want to know more? You can dial up and text me at Key Agent at 83577. Do that. You can hit me up at wallygetitdone.com. It's my website. You can call me on the old cell phone, 725-1446. I'd have had a card. I'd go like this in front of you, but I don't have a card in front of me as well. So in the home buying process, let me just explain this. There's been a lot, and I'm hoping I'm going to get this completely right for you. There's still some information that still hasn't been ironed out. Some of you have heard about this whole NAR lawsuit thing, right? Where, what are they saying? That home sellers don't have to pay a buyer's representative commission. They've never had to do this. We have been kind of not real good sometimes in some instances about making sure that people know exactly how this is supposed to work. So I just plugged in my microphone right now so it could be a little bit easier. Hoping you, excuse me, while I mic myself up like I would at the TV station that I don't work at. So there is no set commission. It's been out there where it says, hey, the realtor commission is 6% or 7% or whatever it may be. There is no set commission. There is none. You can negotiate your commission or what you're paying your seller or your buyer's representative. You can negotiate that. But I want to tell you what the reality is, basically, is this. So if you have a buyer's agent that's working for you, let's back up. Sellers, why would you not want to have a buyer's representative bring somebody to your home? If you keep offering, I don't want to get myself in trouble. Think of this logically. Nobody wants to not get paid, right? And I'm not saying we don't make a ton of money. We have to split this with so many things. We have so many fees that come out of it. Maybe you've seen some of this stuff go on. In fact, our local dues are up pretty soon here, so we gotta pay for them. Let me just walk you through the home buying process from the buyer's agent standpoint, and then maybe you'll understand some of the work. And I won't go through it all because it'll take too much time. But we don't have enough time to do all this stuff. A buyer's agent and a seller's agent will roughly go through somewhere between 200 pieces of paper corresponding back and forth between all the entities that they have to deal with. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of cogs in this machine to make this all happen. The chain is together. Everybody works together. And if one part of that chain breaks down, the deal doesn't get done. Either your home doesn't get sold or you don't get to buy your home that you want. So a buyer's agent, you call up. You call the local real estate office and say, hey, I want to hire, Mr. Wally to come and help me buy a home. Okay. So here's how it happens. You find some homes that you want to go see, or I help you try to find some homes, so your buyer's rep, to go see. And then we have to call up the other agents to say, hey, can we get in? Can we do this? Or is it still available? What are the parameters? Do we have to take our shoes off? All that kind of stuff. All right. So we look at the house, or we look at several houses, sometimes 15, 20 houses. When you're looking at some of those shows on TV where they look at 3 houses and they choose one, that doesn't happen in the real world. It doesn't. Usually, especially in a market like this where there's 237 homes for sale and 2,000 buyers looking for those 237 homes, you're going out time after time after time after time. And trust me, we don't like it either, trying to find these homes. A lot of people have said to me, buyers, that they put in offers on 5, 6, 7 homes and not gotten them. That's a lot of work that your realtor is doing for you. They're negotiating the price for you. They're going to that home. They're filling out the paperwork only to have the other agent on the other side saying, sorry, my seller chose somebody else. That's a lot of gas. That's a lot of movement. That's a lot of back and forth. A lot of paperwork goes. So once your agent and you choose on a price, you choose the price really, not the agent. So let me get that right. Once you choose a price and you win the offer, you as the buyer wins the offer on the new house. What happens next? Well, here's what happens next. You have to go and apply for your loan within 7 days, right? Your buyer's agent makes sure that with everything going on in life these days that you can forget about it, that you get to the loan office to make sure that you get your loan started, right? If you don't, then we have to fill out paperwork to ask the other side, is it okay if we extend this period another few days, another week, another 10 days, whatever it is? That's more work that has to be done. That's what your buyer's agent does, okay? This is all about the worth of your buyer's agent, why your buyer's agent should be paid to be able to help you. You determine how much, I guess. So your buyer's agent goes and does that. Your buyer's agent then goes and suggests some home inspection companies. And if you have a home inspection done, right, then you choose one of those companies. You choose it, not your buyer's agent. You choose it. You can ask questions. Then they will make the home inspection agency will then get a hold of your buyer's agent and the seller's agent to make sure they can get into the home to do a home inspection. Many times your buyer's agent goes and hangs out with the home inspector to go through the house. So they have a firsthand knowledge of what needs to be done. Home inspection will take about 4 hours, depending on where it is. Home inspector gets done. Home inspector now has to fill out a report to send to you and hopefully your buyer's agent so they can explain it to you. Sometimes the home inspectors are so busy they get backed up and they don't do it. You have a time frame that you have to have the home inspection and all the fixes or things that you want to have fixed, negotiations on that, all have to be done within 21 days. And this is by the local Greater Binghamton Association of Realtors listing or the purchase agreement. So follow along. So there's a time frame. Apply for your loan within 7 days. Get your home inspection within 14 days. Have the home inspection negotiations on what needs to be fixed, and everybody come to an agreement on that within 21 days. We have to have this. We have to have this calendar on our phones rotating and rolling, so we know when to make sure that you can get done what you need to get done, so your deal does not go south on you. So we have that. We send all paperwork that we need to right from the beginning to the attorney that you choose. If you don't have an attorney you want to work with, we provide you with a few of them that you can choose from. Again, you are the one that chooses which attorney. You can ask questions. Hey, which one would you prefer? Hey, it's this one, or this one, right? You choose it. So meanwhile, we are massaging things to make sure that things are getting done. Paperwork is being flowed back and forth. You've applied to the bank. The bank now wants to send out the appraiser. The appraiser now has to contact the selling agent, and typically it's the selling agent and the buyer's agent to make sure that the appraiser can get out there and look at the house. Usually it's after the home inspector. So we have to stay on top of that to make sure. And if the appraiser is not being done quick enough, hey, Mr. Bank person or lady, can you send out the appraiser, please? Can you assign one? Sometimes they just don't assign it because they've forgotten or it's gotten backlogged or something like that. Your buyer's agent is continually pushing things through the system and massaging them to make sure that things get done. And by massaging doesn't mean that we're rounding off the corners and not telling you what you need to know. It means that we're constantly trying to push things forward because people have the tendency sometimes to let it sit. So what happens summertime? Like we're Memorial Day weekend right now, right? So sometimes people have Monday off from work on Memorial Day. So what happens after that? Sometimes if you got time coming, you'll take the next 4 days, right? So now you have a week's vacation. So if you're in the attorney's office and you're the person working on the file, it doesn't get done until the next week because you're on vacation, or the bank person or the home inspector or any of these people. That's what I meant about that whole chain being linked together. If something isn't quite there or right on top of things, then things don't get done. As a buyer's agent, your buyer's agent has to keep moving things along to get things done. and they work with the seller's agent. And it doesn't mean that there's a lot of animosity or any of that stuff. It just means that this is what we do. We get paid to advocate for you. If I'm your buyer's agent, that means I have a fiduciary responsibility to represent you and nobody else in the deal. It doesn't matter about anything else. So with that being said, there should be some sort of compensation because, we don't, as I said, we don't work for free. And I don't know if this is not something I should be saying or not, but the reality is this: we just need to be upfront and talk to you about this thing. So sometimes people will say, hey, why should we pay for a buyer? And especially if people are trying to do this on their own, there's a whole lot of stuff out there that people just don't know. So what I'm saying is that there is a worth to having your buyer's agent working for you. And we are here to do the job for you as your buyer's agent to make sure that we are taking care of your best interest ahead of ours or anybody else's. So that's the worth of a buyer's agent. And that's what I think, we need to kind of do a little bit better job of explaining to people that our worth in what we do. There's a lot that goes on there. Anyway, listen, hey, if you have any more comments, I kind of went off on a tangent there. Sorry about that. Listen, if you want to know more about any of this stuff, or if you want to just ask some questions regarding whatever going on, feel free to give me a call at 607-725-1446. Ask the Realtor live at lunch. You can jump online. You can certainly do that and find me at wallygetitdone.com, or you can text Key Agent to 85377 and be able to get me there. All right. So, hey, Ask the Realtor live at lunch. I hope you guys all have a great Memorial Day weekend. I will be checking in with you again next Friday. If you need me beforehand, give me a call. I just gave you my digits. See you guys.